of from the Kennedy Space Center. The countdown was uneventful and flawless, as was the climb to orbit for Commander Charlie Hobaugh, pilot Butch Wilmore, and mission specialists Leland Melvin, Randy Bresnik, Mike Foreman, and Bobby Satcher as they begin their two-day trek to the International Space Station. The docking scheduled just before 11 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday, followed by the hatch opening later in the day. At the moment of hatch opening, 2 days from now, Nicole Stott will make her official transition from an Expedition 21 flight engineer to an Atlantis mission specialist. Atlantis is her ride home after some 3 months in orbit. That will leave 5 crew members on board the International Space Station for a few days. On December 1st, the Expedition 21 crew, Roman Romanenko, Frank DeWinna, and Bob Thirsk, will land in Kazakhstan in their Soyuz TMA-15 vehicle, and that will leave Jeff Williams and Max Sarayev on board the station as a 2-man crew for about 3 weeks until the launch on December 21st of the remainder of the Expedition 22 crew. That will be Oleg Kotov, T.J. Creamer, and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut Soichi Noguchi. We're about 11.5 minutes away now from the firing of the orbital maneuvering system engines and what is called the OMS 2 burn, essentially a burn that will increase the apogee of Atlantis's elliptical orbit. This orbit will be refined to a more circular orbit through other rendezvous maneuvers to be executed over the course of the next 2 days as Atlantis fine-tunes its path for a docking to the International Space Station.
Houston, we got ET umbilical door closure in work.
Copy. We're watching Atlantis.
As we continue to watch the replays of Atlantis' launch that occurred 28 minutes ago, the report from Atlantis is that the external tank umbilical doors are now closing. The main propulsion system has been inerted, everything going very well in the early stages of the post-insertion checklist.
Atlantis for the SN checklist, page 3-4.
Go ahead.
We're ready and watching for those A12 steps when you get a moment.
Okay, we'll get those done. Thanks. And Houston, ET doors are closing last.
We copy and concur. Thanks, Butch.
Hey, sir, you will put OMS burn prep in work.
We're watching. Thanks, Scorch.
With the external tank umbilical doors having been closed normally and confirmed by the mechanical systems officer, Commander Charlie Hobaugh now running through the preliminary steps of updating the onboard computers and propulsion systems for the firing of the orbital maneuvering system engine. Both engines about 8 minutes from now in about a 1 minute burn to increase the apogee of the elliptical orbit of Atlantis, the OMS 2 burn as it is called.
Hey, Houston, thanks for checking over our shoulder. The A-12 steps are now complete.
We copy the A-12 steps. Thanks, Scorch. Ready for the maneuver whenever you are.
Awesome, here it comes. That was a check with you on.
Four minutes away now from the firing of the orbital maneuvering system engines. This will be a firing of both of the OMS engines at the rear of the shuttle Atlantis for 1 minute, 4 seconds to increase the apogee of Atlantis's orbit. The rendezvous for the International Space Station and a docking on Wednesday actually began with launch itself, as the plane of the International Space Station's orbit fell in line with Launch Pad 39A at the Kennedy Space Center. At the time of launch, the International Space Station was flying 220 miles over the South Pacific east of New Zealand.